You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Weber State is not done.
He's been doing it all.
Touchdown!
Teo Johnson, touchdown! Money Parks the other direction.
Intercepted!
If you love football, you're in the right place. We break down wins for both the Utes and Cougars. Stevens and Sylvester will join us here in studio as well.
Yeah, you know what? The NHL drops the puck for the first regular season game in Utah in just 1 month. Utah Hockey Club head coach Andre Turney, he's here to talk hockey with us. We're 2 weeks into the college football season now. 2 wins for the University of Utah. It's been very welcoming to have Cam Rising back in the huddle on offense. What's not welcoming, seeing Rising on the sidelines in street clothes again. It was an all too familiar scene last year with his knee injury on Saturday late in the first half against Baylor. Rising left the game with apparent hand injury. When he returned to the field, he did so out of uniform and with his 2 middle fingers on his throwing hand taped up. And the offense struggled to find any rhythm without him, going scoreless in the final 2 quarters. There's no doubt the Utes need Rising for them to reach their goals this season. So how bad is it, and will freshman Isaac Wilson be ready if needed?
Just been told it's not real serious. You know, that's the only, you know what I know now. It wasn't real serious, and I can't tell you the exact description of what happened, but you know, he may be back this week. We'll see.
I got to be ready. I got to be there for my teammates, especially. I mean, moving the ball down the field. I think I could have helped the defense personally by getting the ball moving just a little bit more, so it didn't put so much pressure on them. But coming next week, got to be ready.
Yeah, he mentioned that defense. The Utes always have a strong winning chance with a Kyle Whittingham defense on the field, holding Baylor to just 223 yards of total offense, allowing just 4 conversions on 16 third down tries, and they got to the quarterback. 3 sacks, one of them forcing a fumble in the red zone.
The real key to the game, one reason we won the football game is our defense. Defense played lights out.
Just doing the same thing every play. I know in the first half we were pretty stout in that. I think it was that first play and that one series they had that long run. They were going fast safe, so they kept us on our heels a little bit. But it was the same for us, just do our job and make plays.
Made the decision for him. Hankins had it blocked. Teo Johnson on the move. Bono and Fillinger got the hand on it to spring him free. Teo Johnson, touchdown.
Yeah, the play of the game came from the Utes special teams. Van Fillinger leaping over the line on the Baylor field goal attempt to block the kick, and Teo Johnson coming down with the ball, taking off 77 yards, and 1 high five later, he was in the end zone.
It happened so fast I can't even really talk about it, but I was debating on getting out of the way or catching it, and I was like, screw it, I'm about to catch it. So I caught it, and then I took off, and it was just green grass, and saw my dog Z running up the sideline, gave him a high five. It was just a fun moment.
That's not the first time the Utes have returned a blocked field goal for a touchdown. This is the last time back in 1999 when a Utah defensive back named Jay Hill scooped up a blocked field goal and returned it 58 yards for a touchdown. Nice haircut, Coach. In a 43-29 loss to Wyoming. The week before that, it was Andre Dyson that scooped and scored against Colorado State on October 28th, 1999. A 53-yard touchdown, and the best blocked field goal return for a touchdown happened on the road at Minnesota in 1990. Ron McBride's second game as head coach. The Gophers lined up for a game winner. The Utes had other ideas. They blocked the kick. Levon Edwards picks it up and goes 91 yards as time expires for a 35-29 win. Great memories there. We have to take a quick time out, but more football is on the way.
Yeah, we're also going to check in with the Cougars after a dramatic road win.
It wasn't pretty, but it was a W. BYU comes away with a big road win in Dallas. We look back on the win over SMU, and Stevenson Sylvester's in studio to break down the Utes' win over Baylor.
Plus, the best of Week 4 from high school football, the Game Night Live Game of the Week highlight reel, and we count down the top 5 plays of the week with the Game Night 5. That's all coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Club joins Sam in studio next as well.
Time now for our Any Hour Services play of the day. This one takes us back to the college football field. Yesterday, it's former Timview running back Targi Lamson going 46 yards for the Southern Utah touchdown. This game against UTEP would go to overtime in OT. UTEP lining up for a field goal to tie it, but they miss. SUU gets its first win over an FBS opponent since beating South Alabama in 2013.
Awesome. Big win for the Cougars. All right, Stevenson Sylvester's back. We're breaking down the Utes win over Baylor. Sly, it just feels like a little bit of good, bad, and ugly in that game. Mm-hmm. The great start, the sputtering finish. We don't know what to make of it. That's why you're here. So let's talk about the offense first, because obviously they had some issues, but you still believe this is an offense that can average 40 points a game.
Yes, and how they do that is playing complementary football, right? Offense, defense, special teams. We've seen how electrifying that first quarter was. Anybody that was there at the game early knew that, okay, this is rolling. We scored 17 points quick in that first quarter, and we could do that every single quarter. But truly, there's many different ways and reasons why. The defense is one, giving the offense short fields on 3 and outs or turnovers. And then Mekhi Bernard getting into the end zone. Literally any week, it could be your week, right? Last week, we saw Dijon Stanley. Next week, it could be Money Parks, Dorian Singer, all kinds of different weapons out there. And so, like, any week could be your week, and that's what I love about this offense.
Yeah, you mentioned all the different weapons. I mean, whether it's Cam going this week, maybe they give him the week off. We don't know yet. Isaac Wilson, whoever it is, there's plenty of options on this offense to really get the ball in the end zone. Yeah,
and it really sucks. And the biggest thing for me was the missed opportunities, right? And that's why it still gives me cause for pause. It's still the beginning of the season, so you're ironing out some of the wrinkles, but this is huge, right? 6'9", Caleb Lohner over normally 6'1", 6-foot corners. Here, Cam's just got to drop the ball. This is more of a relationship thing. This is something they'll practice because that's a missed opportunity. But you'll see those things. But the biggest things is what defenses have to prepare for, right? It could be anybody's week. Here you see Dijon Stanley, who had a great week last week. He's in the game with Mekhi Bernard. At the same time, defense is like, what am I preparing for? But at the same time, you got Brad Keithy or Caleb Lohner here at the top, and then Money Parks coming in motion. That's speed. Oh, crap. I saw 23. Where do all of our eyes go? This guy's paying attention to 23 because the game prep, that's all he says. But all you need is 2-on-2 on these two defenders here. And next thing you know, Money Parks is in the end zone. We all know that he's one of our fastest guys on the team.
That was brilliant. That shows what the offense is capable of. I think fans would just like to see more of that.
Yes.
So hopefully that gets ironed out moving forward for the Utes. Now, the defense was not a problem. And it seems like every year, Sly, you've been a part of this tradition. Somebody steps up and becomes a playmaker. And this year it looks like Teo Johnson is that guy.
Yeah, year after year, we're talking about the offense like crazy this offseason. But you got to understand, Morgan Scalley is on this defense. He's a Ute for life. But he's got guys like Teo Johnson in the backfield. Teo's playing 20 yards off, comes up here. But watch this. He comes to balance. He breaks down, makes the runner make a decision to go to the sidelines. But watch how he takes up the ground, slowly going forward, shooting for the far side hip. So the runner's legs, both legs, he can't get off of that, knocks him out of bounds, ends the game. And then Teo Johnson's just a playmaker. All the playmakers of the past, the Eric Weddles, the Marcus Williams, the Chase Hansons, the Cole Bishops. You know, that is Teo Johnson, and that is why he thrives in this defense. Teo Johnson is a playmaker. He's going to have a terrific year.
We'll see who the big playmakers are at Utah State. Big in-state game in Logan next Saturday. Sly, thanks.
Elite performance today. Let's go, huh? Let's go. Wake it up, wake it up, wake it up, wake it up.
End zone juggled and caught for a touchdown. Touchdown. Retzloff pitches to Davis, has the corner, first down more, Miles Davis, the Jazz man.
Well, you know, it wasn't always pretty on Friday night, but the Cougars, they did come back from a halftime deficit to beat SMU.
And with that, the Cougars are now a third of the way to bowl eligibility, which is a big deal this year. And with the 18-15 win over the Mustangs, they're on their way.
Yep, the key play to BYU's win came with 4 minutes left on the clock. Coach Sitake opted to go for it on 4th down at the 48. Miles Davis took the pitch 37 yards for the first down. That helped set the Cougars up for the game-winning field goal. That play worked, but you know what? Many others did not. BYU only converted 2 of 13 third down attempts. The offense turned the ball over 3 times. Coach Satake was happy about the win, but he also didn't want his players getting overconfident about how they played.
Not our best performance, but there's room for us to improve on all three phases. I don't want anyone to feel like they should be patting themselves on the back. You know, this is a opportunity for us to play at our best. We didn't do that tonight. We'll move on to the next phase and try to make sure that our statement three is a little bit better than what we did in the first 2 weeks, but happy to be 2-0 right now and excited about the next move.
The BYU defense did their job on Friday, keeping SMU out of the end zone the entire game, holding them to field goals instead. They continue to show their improvement in getting to the quarterback. Jack Kelly had his first sack as a Cougar. Blake Mangelson and Isaiah Lasker each recording a sack as well, and they took the ball away 3 times while holding their opponent to less than 270 yards of offense for the second straight week.
To get the ball back and then turn it over and then get the ball back again, you know, that's leadership on our defense and our staff.
Wesley Johnson came up to me today and was like, he had a dream that I got an interception on that exact play, and it happened in real life. What I saw in the moment was really just something we practiced all week. Stay calm, stay poised, and I did that. I just went to go make a play.
Honestly, I feel like we can just dominate games, and especially with our defense, having Jay Hill.
Well, it was clear that BYU's quarterback play still needs improvement. Jake Retzloff was called the clear-cut starter by offensive coordinator Aaron Roderick before the season began. He played well against Southern Illinois, but not so great on Friday, fumbling the ball away for the 4th time in 6 games played and throwing a pair of interceptions, completing just 53% of his passes. But Kalani Sitake is still confident in Retzloff under center.
We felt good about him and as our quarterback. You know, we have to be able to find a way to fight through it, and it's hard to play the game when you're just taken out if mistakes happen. I mean, we knew that mistakes happen in football. We've got to rally around guys and then allow them the chance to redeem themselves.
I think we just lean on each other. It speaks a lot to the culture of us, of our team, that we could have a tough outing in the first half, only be down 2, feel like we played bad, and then come back in the second half and play good enough to walk away with a win.
All right, it's time to talk some hockey. We're not that far away from the puck dropping here in Utah, and joining us here in the studio today, head coach of the Utah Hockey Club, Coach Andre Tourney. Coach, thanks for taking time to stop by and chat some hockey with us for a bit.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's our pleasure for sure. Now, I'm sure it's been a whirlwind since the move in the spring, and I'm sure you're still getting settled here in Utah. But just, give us an idea, since your move here to Utah, what's been your experience like with our state? Any favorite places or anything like that? Or you've been busy?
Yeah, we've been busy, but I like it busy. It's been great. What make it special is people. People have been fantastic. Every time people see a logo or whatever, they tell us how excited they are and how eager they are for the season to start and how happy they are to have the team in town. So I think make us feel really good and really special.
You just don't see this in sports, this quick of a transition from one market to another. Has it made this off-season any different from the ones you've experienced in the past?
Oh, yeah. We're really eager to start. I think we cannot wait. Normally you have your off-season. Our season is long and you don't have break basically. This summer is really special. We cannot wait to get back and got back earlier than any other years. You can feel the energy, the adrenaline and the line, and we're excited.
We had a small sampling of it when you guys were introduced at Delta Center of the fan base, right? The way that they received the team and filled that arena, how loud they were. But that's really about all we've had since then. The puck drops for preseason in just over 2 weeks from now. Yeah. It's going to be for real now. How excited are you to get back into that environment?
That will be great. For us, coach and player, there's a lot of work will be done before we arrive to that game, but we cannot wait to have that game during the training camp. We'll play 7 games during training camp, but that game will be the first one in front of our fans, and there's a big circle around the date, and we're excited to have the opportunity to play that first game here in Utah.
One of the hottest things on social media this past week has been those Utah Hockey Club sweaters. I mean, do you get excited when you see this logo on those uniforms?
Oh yeah, I think they look really cool. Yeah. They're fantastic, and like I said a little bit earlier, I know how much work has been done behind the scenes, so I'm excited to see that product come to fruition.
We know that the nickname is Bear. Yeah. Maybe give us a little background. How did that come about?
Well, it came about with I was working with Hockey Canada and size of my hands and the bear pound and the bear hog. And the nickname Bear started to roll around, and now everybody in Canada call me Bear. So I'm not sure people know who's Andre Tourigny, but they know who's Bear.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we love having Bear here in Utah. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for being a part of this Utah Hockey Club that we are very excited to watch this fall.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Can't wait for Utah hockey. More locals in the NFL, and the Game Night Live highlight reel is coming your way next. In Charity Golf Classic on the PGA Champions Tour, it took a playoff between Y.E. Yang and Bernhard Langer. Langer with a chance for birdie on the first playoff hole. Just misses. Yang can win it with his third shot, and he sinks it. Yang gets his first Champions Tour victory.
Women's soccer team is ranked 11th in the nation, and they absolutely dominated Pacific this afternoon. The Aggies took 41 shots in the game. They scored 9 goals from 8 different players. They've outscored their opponents 25-4 this season. Next game, Weber State next Sunday.
Utah Valley visiting Utah tonight, 27th minute. The Wolverines, who are getting votes in this week's top 25 poll, get a goal by Faith Weber to take an early 1-0 lead. Then another player, Matthew Brady, has her shot deflected off a Utah defender and off the head of another to go up 2-0. The Wolverines would hold on to that lead. That's their first win over Utah, 2-0.
All right, perfect records, rivalry upsets, flexing and region play. How do you sum all that up in about 90 seconds, JJ?
Yeah, with this right here, it's the Game Night Live highlight reel.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for that good taste. I'm ready for that good taste. Come on, let's go! Come on, let's go!
Back, we wrap up the show with our favorite segment of the week.
Yeah, this is the top 5 plays from the high school football weekend. It's the Game Night 5. Number 5, East quarterback Damian Crosby. Watch him avoid the pressure, keeping the play alive, and then throwing back across his body to a wide-open Tijah Tate in the end zone for 6. I love how his teammate was celebrating before the ball was even caught.
He knew it. What a play by Damian Crosby. All right, Brighton and Highland at number 4. The pass is going to be tipped, but Brighton receiver Easton Gustafson, right place, right time. The sophomore takes it in for a 38-yard touchdown.
Eyes on the prize. It pays off. All right, down to number 3, Northridge. They're now 4-0 to start the season off. They gave us play number 3 with Trey Nye avoiding the pressure in the sack, getting it off to Chase Harris. And then, I mean, you just got to lower that shoulder. Give that boom to get into the end zone. Watch it again. There's no fear. Get out of the way.
Trey Nye, the science guy, giving us a demonstration on how physics work. Thank you for that. Number 2, Maple Mountain taking on Pleasant Grove. According to the roster we have, this is Brooks Ross. If this is not Brooks and it's somebody else, please notify us immediately because this was awesome.
Yes.
Someone got mossed at Maple Mountain High School.
What a grab.
There's a better one? Ooh.
Yeah, we have a number 1 play, and it's coming to you from Viewmont High School. Drez Jensen elevating, coming down with the ball. Only one hand needed. Look, Ma, one hand. I mean, We see this a lot in football these days, but it's still spectacular just about every single time we look at that.
You see it much at the high
Great
school
catch.
level.
You're
also,
right.
hey,
you're right.
Congratulations to Viewmont, knocking off Bountiful, their rival. That was an impressive win. The Vikings are for real. We hit the midway point of the high school football regular season next weekend, and we do so in Provo. The Game Night Live Game of the Week takes us to Timpview, where the Thunderbirds will host Springville, a big Region 7 matchup. You can watch it on the KSL Sports app, KSL Plus app, or KSLSports.com. See you tomorrow.